What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
A lot of people believe they need a middleman in order to have a relationship with God. See, religion acts as a middleman. What is a middleman? Well, it's just somebody in the middle between you and the boss or the source. And the source for us is God. Why do you need somebody to act as a middleman when you can have a personal relationship yourself? You could understand what God wants from you. You don't have to take up the traits and thoughts and patterns and characteristics of an imperfect religion. Religion that I come from is a very judgmental religion. It teaches you to have a fear. You fear every day that the earth is going to be destroyed and you're going to die. Doesn't seem very godlike to me. They teach you not to question. And if you can't question something, if you have to just follow, it's kind of like a cult. I'd rather have questions I can't answer than answers I can't question.
What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
I have another one for y'all. It sounds so far-fetched, but if you know about what's going on in society, it's plain as day. But take a look at this. Well, as you can see, I work at Amazon, and that is the logo for Amazon. Yes, the little smiley face. But that's what they want you to see. If you don't know, symbolism will be their downfall. If you're familiar with the term Pizzagate, this is about to blow your mind. It's not A to Z. It's A to hole. That's where the arrow is pointing. That Z is a zipper. I don't want to go too deep because I don't want my channel to get erased. I mean, it's whatever. Just take it with a grain of salt. Just know that I used to have that many followers. Just like my man's right here. Homie don't play with pedophilia.
What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
I'll go first, and I feel like this should have woken everybody up. But what woke me up was the fact that we were taught in school Christopher Columbus discovered America. This is still being taught in our history books at school. But anyway, what made me question it was the fact that they say he discovered it, but when he got there was Indians gifting him and stuff like that. Y'all know the whole story of Pocahontas. So this kind of just threw me off like, wait, why are they giving this man credit if there's already people there? After that, it trickled so much, man. I just went down a rabbit hole, bro. And then I started asking questions like, is the earth really round? And how do we know? The thing is, we don't know. The thing is, we trust people too much. NASA and all these scientists are human beings with the potential, just like me and you, to lie. But because of their certificate, lying is out the window for them. Ask anybody who's never been to space. I bet they turn into an astronaut.
What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
So there are two things. Number one, as a child, I never understood how a child can go to an adult or to their parents and tell them, this person molested me. This person's touching me. This person raped me. And the first thing the parent does, or the guardian, whoever, is like, no, you just want attention. Stop saying that. And then turn around and invite this person back into their home. Invite them to dinners, invite them to family outings, and then have that child, this is still your uncle, blah, blah, blah. And there's like family secrets. Like, I don't understand that. The second thing I didn't understand was people talking about, let's go to church, and then church on Sundays, but Monday through freaking Saturday, I see them act a fool, cussing, drinking, manipulating, lying, sleeping with people, so much hatred. Like, and then you don't understand why people don't want to go to church.
What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
So there are two things. Number one, as a child, I never understood how a child can go to an adult or to their parents and tell them, this person molested me. This person's touching me. This person raped me. And the first thing the parent does, or the guardian, whoever, is like, no, you just want attention. Stop saying that. And then turn around and invite this person back into their home. Invite them to dinners, invite them to family outings, and then have that child, this is still your uncle, blah, blah, blah. And there's like family secrets. Like, I don't understand that. The second thing I didn't understand was people talking about, let's go to church, and then church on Sundays, but Monday through freaking Saturday, I see them act a fool, cussing, drinking, manipulating, lying, sleeping with people, so much hatred. Like, and then you don't understand why people don't want to go to church.
What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
Thinking when I was a kid, why are kids starving in Africa if food can grow from the ground?
What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
I've been waiting for this. If above us is the sky, and beyond that is space, and below us is the ground, and beyond that is Earth's core, the only way to get out of our area is to travel outside of the Milky Way. Where's heaven? And if human flesh is now mortal, what lives for an eternity to see it? This thought a couple years ago is what made me realize I was not just a human, and it was the start of my spiritual journey.
What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
Believe it or not, it was moderate speech. You know the famous speech, the one about continuous war and whatnot, and all types of hatred and stuff like that. It made me start thinking about what is really good and what is really evil. So I started researching demonology. And this is the crazy part. This is the reason why I'm making the video. There's not 7 deadly sins, but 9. See, peep game. I don't be talking for no reason. The thing is that these sins are supposedly bad and you should never indulge in any of this. But the thing is, every human being on this planet has one of these sins as their root, as their driving force. You watch 7 Deadly Sins, these are real personalities that we all have.
What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
The entirety of Dragon Ball Z after the Frieza saga is filler. Hear me out though. The Android saga and in turn the Cell saga only came to pass because Trunks was able to go back in time and warn Goku about the heart virus and the androids beforehand, right? But it turns into a whole what if situation because if Bulma did not have the technology to send him back, then his whole timeline would be the actual timeline for the DBZ universe. Meaning that Goku was supposed to die. The entire Z fighters are supposed to die. Gohan is supposed to be the only one left over. And Trunks is supposed to be the only survivor of the androids along with his mother. But because Trunks wanted to be Barry Allen and shit and fuck up the timeline, we have this whole nother situation that wasn't supposed to even come to be. And even Trunks died in one of the timelines because Cell killed him in order to take the time machine. So yeah, it's a filler.
What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
For me, it was school, because by the time I got to 9th grade, I realized that shit was completely pointless. Every year, I would forget every fucking thing I learned, and then when I go back to school, it didn't even matter because they would just reteach it to us. 12 years wasted. Yeah, there's some kids that actually want to be like engineers and fucking scientists, but I'm sorry, but the majority, we do not. Imagine where we all would be by the time we graduated if we were learning about stuff that we actually wanted to learn about and make careers into. They have it set up so that we will flow into the 9-to-5 workday and think it's normal. But it's not. This whole country needs reconstruction and nobody wants to talk about it. But yeah, for me it was school because it was ridiculous.
What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
The reticular activating system. You know how the saying goes, what you think about, you bring about. Where focus goes, energy flows. That's literally how your brain works. And this part of your brain. When I realised that the reason why my life was an absolute sack of shit was because I was continuously looking for proof that my life was a sack of shit, and that I had a choice to change what I was thinking of, so the RAS would kick in and look for more proof that that was my reality. That changed everything for me. And yeah, also proved that life is an illusion, because you can live a completely different reality to someone just because of what you focus on.